What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Keep It Cooler podcast. My name is Jacqueline, got cousin Owen on the show. We are here to recap Game 5 of the World Series, Blue Jays versus Dodgers, and talk about how the Toronto Blue Jays are one win away from winning the World Series. I'm going to let you talk. But oh my goodness, I don't think I have the words to describe how I feel right now about what we are witnessing, about what Jacqueline from June predicted, is that the Blue Jays have a chance of winning the World Series, and this could happen tomorrow night, October 31st, Halloween Friday night. The Blue Jays can win it all. I am emotional, I am anxious, but excited. I can't sleep at night because I'm so excited about this team. I just scroll on Twitter, just looking at all the clips of Trey Yesavage last night and every single thing about this team and how special it is. And I don't know how to start this. Owen, man, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about me possibly shaving your head after tomorrow night?
Jacqueline, it's extremely exciting. Not necessarily the way I thought the series would go in a very good way. We've, in my opinion, clearly been the better team. Of course, game two, the Dodgers outplayed us. Um, but really, besides game two, we've been the better team. I mean, game three, we had a little league lineup and we almost won that game. Like seriously, it was like a little league lineup. It was pathetic what we were putting out there. I think if a couple things go different in game three, we're World Series champions right now with that commissioner trophy over our heads. Um, I'm super, super stoked. A lot of people I talked to thought their best case was 1 out of 3 in LA. A lot of people wouldn't have said we were that close to going 3 out of 3 in LA. Um, we, games 4 and 5 were resounding victories. And listen, the shaving the head is exciting. I hope we can do it on a podcast. Really,
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be able to figure it out or whatever. Maybe you have to change your setup. I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm ready for it. It'd be exciting. Spooky season. Tomorrow's Halloween. Big game 6. Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers, so that's going to be a really challenging game. I don't think it's any secret they have the pitching advantage, right? I would take Yamamoto
100%.
over Gosman. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, the fact that this team's up 3-2, you have clowns like Skip Bayless saying congratulations, the Blue Jays have the rights to lose to the Dodgers in the World Series, and all these people who, a lot of people who doubted the Blue Jays. And listen, the funny thing is, I've doubted them. Before this series, I said
Sure.
Dodgers in 7. Um, I hope that the Jays can get it done in 6 in the 6. Um, if this goes to 7, Jacqueline, which we both have to understand is a real possibility, that is like as crazy as it gets. November 1st, game 7 in Toronto. I mean, I don't know. How are you feeling? Give me some
Dude,
thoughts.
I'm that the thought, like, some people are celebrating, and yes, celebrate what we are witnessing. We are seeing historical stuff, and we're gonna get into the recap soon. But I'm trying to like relax because we haven't won anything. Like, we haven't won anything yet. Like, if we win one game, we win. If the Dodgers win 2 games, they win. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't over. I am still feeling confident. I am scared of Yamamoto, rightfully so, of what we saw in game 2. He brought literally everything you would want from a starting pitcher. He played all 9 innings. He was freaking fantastic. Jays couldn't figure them out whatsoever. But it's so hard to not feel like we can win it tomorrow night. That Gosman's going to bring everything, that the Jays are going to hit that ball. Look at how we played against Shohei Ohtani, in game 4. I know Yamamoto's a different kind of pitcher than Ohtani, but look at Blake Snell in both of his starts, right? We beat them big. So I'm confident, right? The Jays have played Yamamoto, right? It's not like it's the first time facing him like it was in game 1. I'm sorry, in game 2. We're facing him now, had a couple days of regroup, recover from that one game, and also getting to study of what they missed against him. So I'm feeling confident. Listen, I said it before the series, Jays in 6, and I'm sticking with it. If it does go to a game 7, dude, that would be the most stressful thing in the entire world as sports fans, right? The Raptors won it in 6 or 5, right? In Golden State.
I want to say it was
One of those.
6. Oh, it's hard to remember. It
I know
wasn't
it's
7. It was
No, it
five or
was in
six. You're
7.
right. It was 5 or 6, and I kind of can't remember now. Actually, it was in
So
Gold
we were
Series.
like we were up like there was just more momentum, I would say, rather than in this. Obviously, there's a momentum too, but we're still playing the best of the best, right? The Warriors, listen, I'll never not like be happy about that Raptors win, and we deserved it. But the Warriors also were missing Durant and Klay Thompson in that championship run.
Sure.
So looking at this team, we're like our team is hurt. George Springer is hurt. Vladdy is not running great. Bo is definitely still hurt. Like these guys are not at their healthiest. Well, the Dodgers are totally fine, yet we're the ones who are up 3-2. So listen, if it goes to a game 7, I don't even want to think of that because the stress sounds too crazy. I'm confident in game 6, and I'm just so happy it gets to be in Toronto. Listen, I was at game 1 of the World Series. I am not going to game 6. So many people have told me I have to go to game 6 because I'm 11 for 11 at games. I do not have that kind of money, people. Look at Ticketmaster and how much these tickets are going for. I already splurged for game 1, so I am not splurging for game 6. I will happily watch it on TV with people I love and hopefully celebrate with them. Man, how are you feeling though against about going against Yamamoto, especially if someone like Springer is out of the lineup again?
I was smiling because you said you splurged, and I know that you splurged, so
You
I can
know,
confirm.
you
I can
you know.
confirm to the viewers you did splurge. Yeah, Yamamoto. Scary matchup. Honestly, I think I want to say the Dodgers have been favored in almost every game, and I think
Yeah,
rightfully so, especially for this game. They have one of the best pitchers in the world who was complete game one run, like in game two, right?
yeah,
So a little bit nervous. I hope we can get Springer back. I think there's a possibility with this 1 day break that they can rehab him today, tomorrow, and get him in for tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Yeah, nervous. Like, I mean, I'll continue with my trend of if you told me, gun to my head, who's favored for this game, not the series. The series, the Jays are favored now because they're up 3-2. I would say the Dodgers, right? They have the better pitcher.
100%.
And, you know, both lineups are great. Like, I don't want to say equal. I mean, this series, the Jays lineup has been better, but just to simplify, we have two great hitting teams. And if they have the better pitcher and both, teams are hitting great, I think the advantage then goes to the team with the better pitcher, right?
Yeah,
Because on any given day, their hitters can out, do the Jays and put
100%.
together put together more, quality at bats. So to me, if it just comes down to the pitchers, Gossman's great, but Yamamoto to me is another level. So I'm gonna say the Dodgers are the favorite team for Game 6.
Yeah,
Saying that though, it doesn't really mean much because all Gossman has to do is have one great game. Jays hit 1 or 2 home runs, right? So it's like anyone can win this game. The
yeah,
Jays have to play the best game they've ever played in franchise history, literally in franchise history, I guess, since 92, 93. And they could bring another title back to the city for the first time in almost 35 years. So, yeah, it's exciting. I expect a close game.
yeah.
I don't expect it to be like game 1. I expect it to be more of a game 3. I expect it to be very close. Could extra innings happen? Sure. Um, I expect Schneider to be at his best, making his best decisions like he really has all year.
Yeah.
I don't expect to see Brendan Little unless it goes into the 25th inning. Then,
Yeah.
then maybe, right? Then maybe.
100%.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, listen, this team looks great. I keep going back to this, Jacqueline. I'll go back to it again. I said this. I said they want to win a World Series. There's two guys, Jeff Hoffman, Vladimir Guerrero. For Jeff Hoffman, he's been fantastic, but he hasn't needed to be because they've had some huge leads and they've been great throughout the playoffs. So while Jeff Hoffman has been everything we'd hope, he hasn't really needed to because he's had a lot of comfortable situations.
Yeah.
So Jeff Hoffman has been more than serviceable. He's done great. But the real X factor that has come through in that two kind of prong thing I've said has been Vladdy. He has, I think, 8 home runs. He's been unbelievable, singles after single after single, sprinkled in with a few doubles and multiple home runs in big situations. He has been unbelievable. And it's actually funny, and I think you'll appreciate this, Jacqueline. He has been the opposite of the Leafs, right? So you have an
Yeah.
Austin Matthews, you have a Mitch Marner. They show up in the regular season, they tank in the playoffs. Vladdy tanked in the regular season, and when the moment's been brightest, he has been fantastic.
Yeah.
The anti-Leafs. He came with a Matthews
100%.
jersey into a big game 7.
Risky.
Risky. It was fine. So yeah, Vladdy's been the opposite of the Leafs. He's been amazing. He showed up when it matters most. I'm so happy for him in this team, and I hope the Jays can get it done in 6.
I really do. I want to recap what we saw last night. So obviously, game 3 was in LA. Hold on. Yeah, game 3 was the 18 inning game.
Yep.
That most teams would have been wiped from that. Jays bounced back better than any other team could, winning back-to-back games nicely as well. Believe game 4 was 6-2, and then last night was 6-1. Um, Going into last night, we're going against Blake Snell. Obviously, he didn't have all the stuff in game 1, but he still is Blake Snell. He's one of the best pitchers in the MLB. We're also going against a team like Ohtani, who didn't have obviously his best stuff at all in game 4, expecting a redemption game in game 5. We go into this game, and also Yesavage didn't. He was great in game 1, but not what we wanted. Going into last night, man, first pitch of the game, Davis Schneider, who everyone was clowning for being the leadoff hitter. First pitch, man, people aren't even in their seats yet. Hits a home run. One of the greatest moments of the postseason, no question about that. Davis freaking Schneider? If you told me he would hit a leadoff home run first pitch in game 5 of the World Series 2 months ago, I'd say, what are you talking about, man? And then 2 pitches later, Vladdy's at first at bat, another home run.
Yep.
The vibes were absolutely incredible. Still worrisome because they were 1-run homers. But that was special. It was the first time in World Series history that 2 players have hit back-to-back home runs to start a game. Obviously, that stat doesn't sound like... I don't think that would happen. No one expected it, so I'm just fixing my light here. Having some lighting issues. Anyways, so just to start off the game, the momentum is there, and then we get to see Yesavage absolutely deal this entire game. Other than the Hernandez home run that he allowed in the 3rd inning, you thought maybe he would get rattled from it. Not in the slightest. Yesavage was absolutely perfect last night, and the boys helped him out too with hitting the ball. Dude, what did you think of Yesavage, man?
22 years old, started 6 months ago. He's in single A. I mean, it's unheard of what he has done. I didn't really know much about him or who he was, to be honest with you, 2, 3 months ago. He's been amazing. It's weird. Like baseball is a strange sport, but it feels like if he progresses, he's an ace. He's one of the best pitchers in the league. He's 22 years old. He's putting on a clinic, 12 Ks. Um, he got every single batter out. So all 9 batters in the Dodgers had at least one strikeout last night, which is a pretty cool thing. Tied the rookie record for most strikeouts in an in a World Series game with 12. Um, Listen, he was exceptional. It was everything we could have hoped for. Now we turn the ball to Gossman, and then who would be Game 7?
So it would either be Scherzer or Bieber. I
Scherzer.
think I think it would end
Scherzer,
up
no,
being
no.
Scherzer though.
I believe I heard of Scherzer. So Scherzer, I mean, future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer, World Series champion, Cy Young winner. So that's great. Yeah, listen, I mean, he was amazing. Trey Yesavage. You couldn't ask for more. Like he was perfect. He's put this team in a position to win. It's crazy to say this, to win the World Series. I mean, that's what he's done, right? He put this team in a position to literally win a World Series. It's unthinkable. I mean, you could have easily seen this Jays team lose to the Yankees, right? And they not only beat the Yankees, they beat the Mariners, and now they have a chance to beat the Dodgers in 6 games. And listen, Jacqueline, a lot of people would have said if this gets back to Toronto, we're down 3-2, right? So we're back in Toronto, we're up 3-2. We have 2 chances to close the door.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Um,
It's crazy.
it's
Like
it's wild. It's kind of unthinkable. Every single person on this team, barring Brendan Little, has contributed to this World Series
yeah.
championship. To this,
Everyone, like literally everyone, that 18-inning game, every
yeah,
single person had to play in that game.
literally this. If we end up winning this Commissioner's Trophy, you can thank every player beside. And I hate to be mean, and I feel bad saying this, but besides honestly, Brendan Little, like from Schneider, even like a guy like Ty Francis, whatever, like every
No fans,
single
yeah.
person in some way.
Tyler Heineman even.
Yeah, yeah. Now, some guys might be small, okay, but really, besides one guy on the roster, it's taken like the old saying, "It takes a village." It
Yeah.
really does feel like in Toronto, it takes a village. We're not like 2 or 3 guys who just dominate and have a bunch of
No.
average players. It's like we have like 10 to 15 guys, who come in there and get the job done, and it's super exciting. This city hasn't seen a championship from any of our sports teams in about 5, 6 years. So, you know,
Yeah. And
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
this feels more special, I think, than the Raptors run. And I will love that Raptors run forever, no question about that. But we made those trades to get here. We got Kawhi because he'd been there, and every piece felt right at that moment. With this, and also looking back, the NBA season is also much shorter than MLB year.
True.
We were also expected to be good. Going into this year, the Jays were expected to finish last in the AL East. The pieces we got didn't seem like they were going to work out. Santander didn't even play this year at all, barely. Scherzer was injured for a lot of this year, so those big pieces that we got were not working. And then we were starting guys like Ernie Clement and Miles Straw, who were minor league guys, Nathan Lucas. And so we are not supposed to be here. And the fact that these guys, like an Ernie Clement, who is having one of the best postseason runs you will see, was a minor league guy just a few years ago. He got DFA'd by the A's, and that's why we have him on this team. This feels special because we're not supposed to be here at all. We are here, and we are one game away from winning the World Series against the greatest team in the MLB, right? There's no salary cap in the MLB. So the Dodgers have all the money in the world, and they're paying their guys all the money in the world. A bunch of MVPs. Mookie Betts, MVP. Freddie Freeman, MVP. Shohei Ohtani, obviously MVP, the greatest baseball player in the world. Other guys who are just fantastic. Will Smith has been fantastic. Like Hernandez has been, yeah, right? Teoscar Hernandez, who was on the Jays at one point, who has a great relationship with us, is playing great. So, and then the pitching. So the fact that we are here with a freaking rookie who was drafted a year ago, who started in single A a few months ago, who started in Dunedin, started a ton of postseason games, and last night made history. These are his full stats. Well, you know what? I wanna go back into the recap of the game because we got a little excited there. But like, the Jays just kept on improving all game. Like, top of the fourth inning, Varsho starts the inning with a triple. Like, that was incredible. He probably could have scored an in the park home run. Ernie then comes out with a sac fly, right? Those moments are huge. A sac fly brought us to be up 3-1. And then top of the fifth inning, we see Yesavage get his 10th strikeout. That was one of the most incredible moments I've ever seen him have that moment, right? Being the first rookie in postseason history with multiple 10+ strikeout games. We then go to the bottom of the sixth inning where we think Ohtani's about to have one of the nicest his best hit of the game, or one of the best hits of the Dodgers game. And Barger makes a diving catch and robs Ohtani of that ball. I never want to hear anyone say Barger should not be in the outfield. That man can play any position with that cannon of an arm also, and just his stability and durability and everything about him makes that unreal play, and the Jays are still up 3-1 at this moment. And then we go to the top of the seventh inning, and that's when the Jays we've seen shine, right? Seventh inning magic. And Blake Snell already is at 116 pitches, and he was still doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. But he then leaves the game in the seventh with 2 on and 2 out. He only allowed 6 hits, not only, but 3 runs on 116 pitches. So we're able to get Snell out, which is huge, right? Leaves 2 on, 2 out, and then Barger comes up, gets a single. Oh no, before had a single, crazy pitch, gets a second, another crazy pitch, gets a third, and then another crazy pitch, gets home. The Jays are up 4-1. That's the special thing about this team too, is that we can rattle pitchers. We rattle these teams where you don't even need to hit a ball. You can score no matter what. Bo then hits an RBI single. One of the best moments, I think, too, of this World Series, and getting Bo to have his moment. Getting that RBI single to bring the Jays up 5-1. And so just that seventh inning, we have the seventh inning magic. And then bottom of the seventh, Trey Yesavage is still in the game. Man, this is a freaking 22-year-old rookie, and he's still in the game in Game 5 of the World Series. He throws 12 strikeouts, most ever by a rookie in the World Series. He ends with 104 pitches, which is his most, I think, ever as a Major League Baseball player, even in single A. He ends the seventh inning, 104 pitches, as I said, allowing just 3 hits, two of them in the field. So honestly, I would consider this a one-hit game because those infield hits really could have been outs. They really, really could have been outs. So I consider this a one-hit game, and then also just 12 strikeouts. He's the first pitcher in MLB, as you said, in MLB history to record 12 strikeouts and 0 walks in a World Series game. Max Scherzer, did you see that clip of Max Scherzer going absolutely crazy? This is what's so special about this team. Max Scherzer, the 41-year-old vet who is nearing retirement, gets to now mentor the 22-year-old kid and see him absolutely rake in the World Series. I just don't believe this, man. And then the eighth inning, IKF with an RBI. Anthony Dominguez comes in. Ohtani finishes the game 0-4. 0-4. This is Shohei Ohtani you're talking about. No hits for Shohei Ohtani. He was absolutely nowhere. And then the game ends. And it's one of the greatest games of all time for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, listen, great breakdown. I do want to go back to Ernie's sack fly, huge. Look, it's 2-1. Yesavage gives up a home run. He can easily kind of get away from him a little bit. He's a young rookie pitcher, 22 years old. Could easily get rattled, right? Oh no, I only got a 1-run lead. It's not comfortable, a little anxious. Ernie giving them that insurance run is just massive. It can't be understated. The triple and then that insurance run is just so big, right? Give your pitcher a 2-run lead,
100%.
make him feel comfortable, and that's what they did every step of the way, right? It's interesting, right, Jacqueline? Like if you go into the ninth inning and you have a no hitter and it's 0-0, do you think the starting pitcher feels comfortable? Probably not. Like he's throwing a no hitter. You'd think like, oh, he's so comfortable. Not really. He wants to win. Right
Yeah.
above the no hitter, he wants to win. Imagine a no hitter and you lose the game. That's pretty
Oh
crappy.
my gosh,
So
imagine
the
that.
more runs you get, the more comfortable your pitcher is, right? So it just feels like at every step of the way, the Jays offense said, you're going to help us defensively, Trey, and we're going to help you offensively. It's a two-way street,
100%.
You're going to pitch a gem for us. We're going to give you runs so you can continue to feel comfortable that if you do make a mistake, we'll still have a lead. So when it's 4-1, 5-1, if you do, God forbid, give up a home run, Trey, and it's 5-3, that's okay because we got you the runs you need to still win the game, right? So it really feels like it was a two-way street. It was both the offense and the defense. It takes a village, like I said. Yeah, I mean, IKF comes through. I mean, Ernie comes through. Varsho comes through. Vladdy comes through. Schneider comes through. Um, Look, we're missing the second best player on this team. Objectively, the second best player on this team in the two biggest games of not only his life but this team's life, and they still win both games. So, with or without Springer in Game 6, I think the boys will battle and they'll give it their best shot. Um, I hate to say this. There's a big part of me that feels like we might see 7. I know it's stressful and I know it's maybe a little negative, but I do feel like there's a good chance we might need to go the distance, which is fine. I believe in this team. Like Jacqueline, even if we do go the distance, I hope. Listen, the 6-6. The Bluebirds. The 6-6. Right. That's what I'd love to see. But if it does go to Game 7, God forbid, I'm so confident in this team. I'm so
Mhm.
confident in Scherzer, wherever they put out there. Yeah, I mean, listen, it was really a great game, like you said, all throughout. So many guys in this team have been doubted throughout the way, throughout the season, throughout their careers, and it just came through when it mattered most. Um, when I think about an X factor for Game 6, I'm thinking about a hitter right now,
Yeah.
sort of someone who can come up in a really big moment. It's hard not to go with our boy Alejandro Kirk, man. It's really hard not to go with him. He's so calm in the box. He's just kind of has that stance where he just sits there. He's not twitchy like most guys. He doesn't really twitch a lot, doesn't move a ton. I could see late in the game, in a close game, him sending those Rogers Center fans into a frenzy. Call it the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. I could totally see, and I want to put this on the record right now,
Oh
actually,
yeah.
Jacqueline. It could be the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. Tie game, maybe down, maybe up. I could see 2 or 3 men on, and this guy hitting a moonshot that sends the Rogers Center into flames. I want to say that right now,
I
okay?
like that.
I
I like
That's what I
that.
see. Alejandro Kirk, your X factor, Game 6. I see him having a huge, whether they win or lose this game. I see him having a huge moment late in this baseball game that just tears the roof off the stadium.
I love that prediction. I love a good Kirky prediction, right? We've seen him have those moments 100%. Kirk can bring it. And Kirk is so calm. And, speaking of Kirk, man, what a catcher he is. Catchers don't get enough credit because that is the toughest job, I think, out there. He is the one telling Trey what to throw. And Trey Yesavage, I think he's only maybe shook off Kirk like a not even a handful of times, but before. Kirk knows exactly what to throw, the spot, the location, everything. Kirk is really the one to thank for these games that we're seeing because to understand your pitcher like that and to understand exactly what you needed in that moment is such an underrated thing in baseball. But Kirk is the absolute man. Kirk is the most loved guy at Rogers Center 100%. He's one of the personalities of this team. He's one of the reasons why this team is this good, right? I was at the game where he hit that grand slam to send, in the game that we won the division. I love the Kirk prediction. I'm going to throw another prediction. I think Bo is going to have a huge moment. I think we're going to have, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a home run. It could be a huge RBI single, let's say. I definitely see Bo having a moment. And I think everyone is going to shine. Last night, every single starter of this team had at least one hit other than Jimenez. But Jimenez still got on base. And Jimenez has done so much for this team that I think maybe it goes a little bit unnoticed as well. He's not the one hitting all the home runs and all that. But everyone did something last night, and that is what we're going to see again tomorrow night. Listen, it's going to be tough against Yamamoto. There's no question about that. But as I said before, we've played him already. We're able to study on him. I'm confident. The bullpen has been great. Looking at the 18-inning game, John Schneider handled that perfectly with the bullpen. He did everything right. No one scored. There was no one scored until that Freddie Freeman home run from Brendan Little, who, you know what? I don't fault. I don't fault Little. He was put into the end of this game. He was waiting all night, right? Imagine having to wait all night to then, you're the last option. Still did well, and then it was just that one pitch. I understand it's technically on him, but someone was going to hit a home run. Someone was going to score a run eventually in this 18-inning game. I don't fault Little, but Schneider handled that perfectly. And last night, too, letting Yesavage go out there and finish off the 7th inning and then putting in Dominguez and then putting in Jeff Hoffman to end the game. John Schneider is showing a masterclass in managing, since the Brendan Little debacle in the ALCS, we have seen perfect stuff from Schneider, I think. Like, if I'm looking back at it, I think we've seen awesome stuff from him. And you cannot count that out. And then another big thing I want to mention is Addison Barger. He can hit against anyone, lefty or righty, right? They always only put him in for specific pitchers, but they started him last night against Snell, which he did not start in game 1. And he was freaking fantastic. Addison Barger is one of the most exciting players in the MLB, and I'm so happy to have him on this team. And then the last thing is just the fact how we were able to play against Ohtani. If this was your first game ever watching last night, you would think Ohtani is just some other baseball player who couldn't hit off of a rookie. Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player in the entire world. He's going to go down as the greatest of all time. I think right now he's the greatest athlete in the world. I think he's the best player of the respective sport right now. And Trey Yesavage struck him out a bunch. He went 0-4 last night. How do you explain this to someone that, oh, no, Trey Yesavage is not supposed to be doing this, and Ohtani's the best player in the world. Yet Ohtani was nowhere last night. And also, last thing, the umps were great. And I don't know if I was just the only one who noticed that. For both sides, they were great for Jays and Dodgers. And I just want to point that out. Why? You don't think so?
The umps had a few calls that went the Jays' way. There was a few pitches that totally went the Blue Jays' way. And you know what I'm talking about. Late in that game, with when the reliever on the Dodgers, I'm forgetting his name, he throws 100. He had a few horrific calls that went against him.
They gave a couple to the Dodgers too at times. There were a couple. But
listen, I like that umpire. I don't know anything about him. I thought he was professional. He was great. I just know he had a few rough calls against. I don't even know the pitcher's name. Do you know the pitcher's name I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think of which pitcher was in at the time.
The guy who threw wild. The guy who threw wild, who throws 100, came at the end.
Let me look at who was in. Was it right after Snell got out, or was it in the end?
I think it was like the 8th or 9th. I don't know his name. He just throws super hard, and he threw some wild.
Henriquez, I think.
Maybe Henriquez. All I know is that umpire had a couple rough calls against him. I did want to go back, Jacqueline, and circle back. You said about Schneider that I think he really don't want to see him do in game 6 or 7. And I know there's devil's advocates what I'm saying. I know that. But in game 3, we saw him take out some players, and I believe this was also after
Yeah.
he knew that also Springer was gone, and he brought in guys that are faster. So I saw this on Twitter, and I'll repeat this, and I truly believe it with all my heart. A guy is 0.2 seconds faster, but his bat is much worse. Don't do it. You don't know how
Yeah.
this game is going to end, John. Don't do it. In a game 6 or 7, I don't care that Schneider or France or whoever it might be, I don't care they're faster. Do
Mhm.
not take out Alejandro Kirk. Don't take out Ernie Clement. Don't take out Addison Barger unless they get hurt. Like, seriously hurt. I don't care unless it's the eighth or ninth and you're really desperate, maybe, but I just don't want to see it. I don't want to go into extra innings as a little league lineup again. So while he's been great with the bullpen, barring Brendan Little, I do believe it was a really big mistake to have a little league lineup in the World Series in a game 3 in
Yeah.
extra innings. So just don't do it. I understand it's great to have your faster guys on the bases. I don't want to see it. That's it.
Yeah, you know what? When I was talking about his masterclass, I was definitely thinking about pitching. I agree with you of what we saw in game 3 of yeah, Barger being taken out from Malstraw. Like, you know me, I love Malstraw, he's my guy, but no way was that the right choice in the slightest. However, that could have played a factor in why Barger was so good the next day because of rest. That's a possibility. Because Barger and Kirk had a lot of time off to watch this game. And maybe someone like Otani was fatigued for the next game. That's the only way I'm going to defend it. But 100%, I do not agree with that at all. Kirk, I kind of get for him playing catcher for the entire game is going to do numbers on your body, I think, for the next day. And he also looked like he may have tweaked something in the game. So listen, I love Heineman too. Don't want to see him in the World Series. Um, but the Barger Straw one, I was not happy with at all. However, I'm hoping that it made up for the game 4 and game 5 performances.
And
That's my only way I'm gonna defend it because in the
well,
moment it was not the right choice.
this is the only thing I'll say, Jacqueline. Like, these guys are professionals. They'll be fine. Like, I know, maybe it helps a little more rest, but they would be fine, right? Like, playing a little more, they're a little more tired. These guys would have been fine for game 4 or 5,
Yeah,
right? And it's not like Schneider, that was the reason, okay? That's the other issue with what you're saying is it's not like he said, oh, well, I did it for rest per. No, he just did it because he thought it was the right move.
yeah,
So
exactly, one hundred
all
percent.
I'm saying is they're professionals. Look, I get it. Kirk's not the fastest. This person, lefty, righty, whatever. I don't want to see it. I really just let's have our best hitters out there. And if a guy is a little bit slower, we'll live with it. Um, yeah, I don't really want to see
Yeah,
these substitutions unless someone's really hurt. I understand it's
yeah,
nuts,
one
not
hundred
on the
percent.
manager if there's an injury. So let's have our best hitters out there. Look, tomorrow's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, and I don't want to be negative, I would love us to win the World Series championship, the Commissioner's Trophy tomorrow. But there's a very good chance this goes to Saturday. Let's not, have our heads in the sand.
100%.
Yamamoto's fantastic. So,
Don't I'm not planning the parade yet, Like I'm hopeful of
yeah,
it, but I'm not planning it yet. I'm not celebrating yet. We're excited, which is great. Be excited and also, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but
yeah.
I'm trying to tell people this. Enjoy every moment of this that we're witnessing. Enjoy every pitch. Enjoy every game, every moment, every high, every low, because this doesn't come often, as we know. And just enjoy every second of what we're seeing, no matter what
And
happens.
And
Enjoy
I
it.
think these guys are acutely aware that this is not done. Like they know, like, in a God forbid worst case, they could, God forbid, lose in a game 7. So we have to pray that doesn't happen. We have to pray the Dodgers don't go back to back, but they are the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are the best team in the world. They are the best team in the MLB, offensively, defensively, pitching. So it'd be heartbreaking. If my prediction before the series comes true, it'd be absolutely devastating and heartbreaking to make it
Devastating.
all the way to game 7 up to 3-2. It would just be
I can't even think
just
about that.
getting on
Makes
the
me want to
podcast.
cry.
Yeah, getting on the podcast, recapping game 7 loss would just be awful. So let's just pray that does not happen. Um, but look, Jacqueline, anything is still possible, right? Like I'm acutely aware of the team we're facing, the threat that is in front of us. You have to assume Shohei's gonna be a lot better in game.
100%.
He might not be game 3 Shohei, but he probably won't be game 5 Shohei. He'd probably be somewhere in the
Yeah.
middle, right? So, um, I think they have a big challenge ahead of them. I think they're facing maybe the best pitcher in the world or one of the best pitchers in the world
Yeah.
tomorrow. Um, I don't want to make a prediction because I don't know exactly what I'd predict, but um, I think we're in for a doozy. I think it will be a close game, and it's you know what? I'll say this, Jacqueline. We could easily gotten on this podcast today recapping the Jays losing the World Series in 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
So the fact is, we're going into a game 6 with a huge, and I say huge advantage. This team has played amazing, amazing baseball. I mean, you would never have thought this, Jacqueline. But if I told you before the playoffs, the Toronto Blue Jays will play better against the Los Angeles Dodgers than the Seattle Mariners, you'd say, "What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
We have outright played better against this team than the Mariners,
Yep.
right?
100%.
It took a
100%.
it took a massive home run from George Springer to push us to winning in a game 7 that was looking dicey at best. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so I mean, let's hope this team has a little more gas, a little more juice. And wouldn't it be something if Kevin Gausman can go like 7 or 8 innings, giving up only 1 or 2 runs? Wouldn't that be something if I told you Kevin Gausman goes 7 or 8 innings, giving up, let's
Don't
say, 2 runs?
don't play with me. Like I feel it. Like how am I supposed to do anything today with the Jays on tomorrow night? Like I can't sleep at night. Like I genuinely cannot sleep because I'm just thinking about this team. Like
Well,
the like it's unreal.
here's the question, Jacqueline. Is there, and I'll say it for the podcast, is there any possibility you drop 2 or 3 grand and you go to this game tomorrow? Like, is
It's
there
not going to
any
cost
stuff?
2 or 3 grand though. It's not going to cost that. It's way
More?
more. It's way more, unfortunately.
Solo tickets, it is 2 or 3. Solo it is.
No, I have to watch with the fam. That's what I've been doing all postseason. I can't risk it and go by myself and watch
So
it.
it's crazy. I've watched a lot of games towards the end of the year in the playoffs with my stepbrother, and it was just me and him last night. We had another win, so we kind of both looked at each other and we said, "I think we have to be back on the couch Friday." Like we've had so much luck together. I think we're
That's the
both gonna end
move.
up yeah, we're gonna watch together. I think again Friday. So, um, Jacqueline,
Listen,
what a
yeah.
team, what
No
a
Hollow
season.
weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like for me, I was invited to a party Friday. So let me give you my scenario of what's going on with me, Jacqueline, so you can
Let
kind
me
of understand, and the viewers can understand. And by the way, we're doing some numbers. 500 views in our last podcast. So look, I'll speak to the 500 people right now who might watch this. My situation is obviously I'm in Toronto, just like you, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Um, and I have a few interesting things. So I work Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Great, done nice and early. Time to eat dinner, maybe work out, whatever needs to be done. Fantastic. Now, here's where it gets tricky for me. Two tricky things I have. One, I have a party Friday night. No problem. I'm not one of these clowns who's gonna go to the party mid game. No, that shit ain't happening. Sorry to swear, that shit ain't happening.
Yeah,
I'll be on the
yeah.
couch watching at home, full game, win, lose or draw. I'll be at home. Okay. If the game goes 18 innings, forget about my party. Okay. Um, this is where it gets tricky. I like to partake in a beverage or two once in a while. I know this is a kid-friendly channel, but I like a beverage once, 1 or 2 beverages. I'm an adult. I'm a kid. I'm a consenting over 19-year-old adult. Now, where it gets tricky is if they win, I might not go to the parties. I might want to go downtown and celebrate. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Do I skip my party and go downtown if the Jays win the World Series? Probably. Here's the second thing that's trickier, and I think you'll agree with my plan of action. I work early Saturday morning. Very unfortunate. Can't get around it. Can't get out of it. Okay. Better than working Saturday night. I'd cry and I'd hate that.
Yeah.
So I think the play is if the Jays win the World Series Friday night, I go downtown, I party all night, come back, but don't drink. So even if I only get 3 or 4 hours, no problem. My shift Saturday morning, I'm not going to get too into my work right here on your
Yeah.
podcast publicly. My work Saturday morning is very easy. So if I'm at work with 3 4 hours of sleep, no problem. Now, in another world, this also, you might hate me for this, but I wouldn't mind this. If the Jays lose game 6, they go to game 7. Game 7, Saturday, November 1st, only a few days before my birthday, by the way. My birthday's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What would be very exciting is I could have as many beverages as I want Saturday night because I have nothing Sunday. The Jays win the World Series right before my birthday. I have a good amount of beverages. I go downtown, I party, I go crazy. I might get home 8 or 9 a.m. at that point. Who knows if I ever get home, right? So there is a part of me that's like selfishly is like if the boys can win in 7, God bless. But obviously that's stressful and that's too greedy. So I'll take game 6 as well. The only version of this, Jacqueline, I won't accept is losing game 7. I won't accept that. That's the
I don't
only
know
thing I would.
how would we recover? I can't think about it. Like it makes me want to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cry the thought of
I'm
that.
curious, Jacqueline. I know you like to have a beverage or two once in a while. Not that much anymore, but I know in the past you did. We've had a couple beverages together. Do you have any plans? Halloween parties, Friday, Saturday,
So
anything like that?
I told my friends Halloween weekend is canceled. This weekend
Okay.
it's all about Jays. As you know, if anyone follows my personal Instagram, I love Halloween. I go crazy. I went to a frat party a few years ago dressed as Edward Scissorhands. Like I go crazy for Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year. I have not thought about my costume a sliver for a second because all in my mind is on are the Blue Jays. There is no Halloween in my household this weekend. There is no partying. I don't even know if like a lot of my friends are scattered, as you know, right now for school. They're all kind of all over the place. So I don't even know what the vibe would be. Anyways, my plan is if we win, I don't even know where I'm watching. I know I'm watching with my family tomorrow night. I just don't know exactly where we are.
Sure.
If we win, I think I'm gonna go downtown and celebrate. I'm not gonna drink though. Gonna be fully sober. Take it all in. Um, I'm not like a yeah. I don't really drink anymore at all. As you know too. That was a university kind of thing for me. I'm not really into it as much. So I would probably go down there with the family, celebrate. Honestly, also probably go to bed at like 9 in the morning as well.
Yeah.
Cause it's Saturday and thankfully, I know you have to work. Listen, my call for you is if we win tomorrow night, I say you pull an all-nighter.
Listen, my shift Saturday morning, to be clear, is only like 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., only a few hours. It's really
Pull an
not bad.
all-nighter. That's my call.
So, I mean, maybe I pull an all-nighter, who knows? Yeah, like I said, if I'm being maximum greedy, if it's Owen's world, let's
Yeah.
say I decided the outcome of this.
Yeah.
This is really mean. I would say we lose. I would choose us to lose tomorrow by 1 or 2 runs, and then win Saturday,
Oh my
and I
god.
would go bananas because I have no
Oh
work
my
Sunday,
gosh.
thankfully.
Listen,
So
I get it, but like, yeah, listen, as someone who would just want to win, I'm gonna say absolutely not. I am gonna hope for a
yeah,
win. Listen, if we don't though, then I'll be happy for you. If obviously if we win the game
sure,
seven.
game
But
seven. Yeah,
listen, if I had it my way, we win big tomorrow night. We party, we
and
celebrate. I'll be filming it. I'll probably have a podcast that night. Don't know what time it would be at. Um, this has just been the greatest thing ever. I just want to take it in that we could win the World Series tomorrow night. This team, this hat, by the way, this one is from 2015 Division Champions. This is what I
wow.
had. This was all I had to represent our team and our best season. I have my postseason hat also. Not wearing it right now. I like to switch up the hats. I still want to get the World Series merch. Like I know there's all the World Series merch
Yeah.
going on. I'm waiting for a World Series championship merch to get. I'm waiting. Owen, it's so close to us, man. It's so close and it's so far at the same time. It feels so far. We can win it, man. Trey Yesavage last night, like just to see that going into game 6, seeing Trey Yesavage have one of the greatest starts of any pitcher ever in his first ever season. He's only played a couple of games going out there in Los Angeles, his first postseason away game, and absolutely dealing and making Ohtani look like a nobody out there, breaking all these records, throwing 12 strikeouts, not walking a single batter, throwing over 100 pitches, playing all 7 innings. Seeing that going into game 6 is all the momentum we need. Gosman was watching this. Gosman was loving every second of it, and he's going up tomorrow night. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the leader of this team, says, we're not done. We're not done. He's happy. We're not done, though. Game 6 tomorrow night, man. Game 6.
We're still here, Jacqueline. We're
How
still
the
here.
hell?
As fans love to say, we're still here. It's crazy game 6 tomorrow. Speaking of fun stories, I'll give you a quick fun one. My brother has a really good friend who moved to Australia. He's currently on the plane to Toronto right now. He said to his
No
work,
way.
I don't want to get too much into this guy's personal stuff. He told his work, and they actually were like, no, this is not okay. And he said, hey, it still got on the plane. I'm not going to get into too much. But yeah, his work did not consent, though. His work did not
Wow.
consent, and he said, you know what? I'm still getting on that plane. So he's right now in the air.
Oh.
I will say, shout out to my brother and his friends. I could be wrong. I believe they're giving him his ticket for free. Imagine that. Coming from Australia, I think they're giving him his ticket for free. 200s, good tickets.
Oh.
Supposedly, all his drinks are free, also free food, free tickets. I mean, yeah, what a life for this guy. So shout out to that
Yeah.
to him. It's pretty exciting. Um,
Oh my
yeah, what a story
gosh.
that is, right? Imagine coming from Australia, flying back home and seeing your team win a World Series. That's pretty special. So
Dude, it's so close. It's so close. Tomorrow night we can do it. It's not done though. Don't celebrate. Be excited, but we're not celebrating yet at all. We
Yeah.
are amped up. The vibes, Owen, the vibes could not be higher. The
Couldn't
vibes
be
are an
higher.
all-time high. And I please let us win tomorrow night so that the vibes are nowhere
Now,
to be found
let
actually
me
because they're too high.
let me ask you this, Jacqueline, and I'll be positive. I'll be positive for a second here. We've discussed me shaved my head. I'm very grateful I didn't do the tattoo stuff because I wasn't too sure about that. So whether we can do that on the pod or not is TBD for sure. My birthday is November 5th. Next weekend I have a kind of little celebration for my brother who's getting married in a year.
Yeah.
The question is do we do the shaving of the head right away or do we wait till after my birthday and after all that
It's
stuff and
your
do it?
call. It's your call. We'll be celebrating
Yeah.
because we have to find a time too where I can come there and or
Or
whatever we meet up
like up to
somewhere.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and get the proper
I
tools
I
and
I think the goal would be to try to get it on the pod though. That's number one.
yeah.
Is like
I think your
trying to
mom
get
should be there to finish it off maybe because I
sure.
don't know. I don't know.
Whatever it takes. You know what
Yeah.
though? Man, these Jays, Jacqueline, they're unbelievable. Um, I'll make my prediction right now. I say the Toronto Blue Jays win the World Series title Saturday night with a 5-3 victory. Max Scherzer gets it done. Blue Jays win in 7, 5-3. That's my prediction. Go ahead, Jacqueline. Make your prediction for the next two games.
I'm hoping it's one game. Listen, if it goes to a game 7, 5-3, 7-3, something like that, maybe even 10-3 if it goes to a game 7. Springer will be playing if it goes to a game 7. But I'm saying Jays in 6. I've been saying it since the beginning of right before the World Series. Jays in 6. I'm not going to give a score. I'm not.
Sure.
I'm not going to give a score, but I'm going to say that we're going to have as you said before, a big moment from Alejandro Kirk. We're going to have a big moment from Bo Bichette. We're going to have some great defense, I'm hoping, great pitching. I think it's going to be a nail biter though. That's what I'm going to say. I'm thinking it's going to be a nail biter. Oh my god, just thinking about it, I can't do this, man. I can't do this.
I do want to say this, Jacqueline. I want your fans to remember this. Mark my words. For the people that are willing to listen to this whole podcast, mark my words. If the Jays win the World Series title Friday night in Toronto, Game 6 in the 6, Alejandro Kirk will be a major reason why the Commissioner's Trophy comes home. I'm telling you, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, he hits a bomb that sends his team into a frenzy. I want everyone to remember that
I love
prediction.
that. Write it down, guys. Clip this. You have the receipts. Yeah. I'm so excited, man. I can't believe I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Tomorrow, how am I gonna prepare for this? I'm so excited, guys. Jays in 6. Owen, man, I hope this is the last time we're chatting before the Blue Jays are World Series champions.
I hope so. I
hope the next podcast is
celebration.
The Blue Jays. I hope it's a celebration. I hope we're exhausted. Yeah. I hope we're half asleep.
Yeah.
Jays in 6, thank you all for watching. Owen, thank you for coming on, man. Pleasure chatting Jays all year long. All year long.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And mark my words, the next time I come on this podcast, it will be with a beer in hand. And then the time after that, it will be with my head being shaved. It's been a pleasure, Jacqueline.
Let's go. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel. See you for my next recap. And I'm hoping it is for a World Series title. Go Jays, go.
Go Jays!
Win in 6. Let's freaking go. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.
Peace.